It is not too long that I made a video about this one. The Maxace Goliath 2.0. This one in K110 steel. Also available in M390. However, that version sold out really fast, but is now restocked again where I got mine, which is over at Lamnia. But this is a knife that I like quite a lot, with some really good action, really good fit and finish, extremely sharp knife, etc. So now I am going to pick up the M390 version, but I'm not sure I'm going to make a new video about it. However, this video here is about the Maxace Goliath 2.0 Bowie. So let's put this one away for now, shall we? And let's focus on this instead. Do we have any text here? So Maxace Goliath 2.0 CPM S90V steel. This one is only offered in S90V, so there's no like less premium steel and there's no M390 option. But S90V is quite a premium steel in my opinion. So let's do an unboxing to begin with here, shall we? Was there something? Yeah. Well, let's put this aside. So this is what the carrying case looks like. Very much resembles the carrying case for the regular version. I'm quite certain the contents are gonna be semi the same, but not quite. So we got some silica gel, which I'm gonna put aside here. We have this small piece of cloth to clean the knife. And we have the actual knife itself. And I did have the option of going with gold colored marble carbon fiber, but I decided that for this one I wanted regular black carbon fiber. But this is an option that is also available. So if you want the gold fleck version or the regular black, well, it's all up to, you know, personal preferences. I will say that the quality of the carbon fiber is quite nice overall. Some smaller voids perhaps, so but still, you know, fairly nice carbon fiber, especially, you know, for the other quality materials you get with this knife. So let's open it up, shall we now? See the action on this one. That is some really nice opening action. Let's see the closing action as well. This is straight out of the box. Maxace, they sure know how to make these, you know, excellent opening and closing actions. Real nice stuff. So let's get the specs out of the way before we look at the general design of this one. So we have a total length, a overall length of 255 millimeters, so 25.5 centimeters in total length. This is a large knife, much like the regular version as well. I mean, I was a bit shocked when I got this one as first, so now I'm a bit less shocked perhaps, because I've messed around with that one for a while. We have a blade length of 113 millimeters, so 11.3 centimeters in blade length. That is quite a lot of cutting length, I'd say. We have a blade thickness, of I believe 3.7 millimeters, so semi-thick blade as well. We have a close length of 142 millimeters, so 14.2 centimeters in closed length. And as I stated, S90V steel. So we've got some really good edge retention, but you're gonna have to work a bit resharpening the blade if it should totally dull out on you. But better to keep it, keep it clean, keep it a bit stropped. Perhaps you don't have to, completely sharpen it, because that will be a bit of an effort, I'd have to say. So as I said, this is the Bowie version, obviously with quite a clip point to it, and a bit of a swedge grind, kind of a long swedge grind going on here. Let's try to get it in detail. We got some jimping going on for those of you who appreciate it. I will say that it's not, it's not very rough. It's actually very non-aggressive, but still, provides a bit of extra grip for you. The weight of this knife is something we should probably mention as well. It's 230 grams. So it is, a bit on the heavy side, I would say. Not sure, but it's probably milled heavily. Yeah, I'm not sure how well it can be seen here in the camera, but there is a bit of milling work going on inside the scales. It's kind of hard to catch it, I'd say. The balance point of the knife is around here, close to the finger groove. Not a bad place for balance points, I would say. There is no blade play going on. It is a liner lock, much like the other Maxace Goliath 2.0, with a pretty solid lockup. There is no lock stick, and the centering is dead on. I would say it is, 100% centered. And Maxace, they are, well, I'm not sure if they are known for, their precision work and for, excellent fit and finish, but I will say that all the knives that I own that are made by Maxace or Midnight Cat Studios, it's the same, they have been spot on in terms of fit and finish. Ergonomically speaking, it does feel good in your hand, in my hand at least. So I wear size 10 in gloves, I have fairly large hands. Then again, this is a fairly large knife, pocket clip. Nothing fancy at all, but still, highly functional with some good retention to it as well. My overall impressions are very good. I do like the design more than the regular version, which is still quite a, functional, very practical, functional blade design in all its simpleness. I do think that I like the Bowie version slightly more. Totally, personal preferences. Let's do some sharpness testing of this one. My other Goliath came razor sharp, so my expectations are actually quite high. My way of testing sharpness is pretty straightforward. We're gonna start by slicing some different kinds of paper. We have some regular printing paper. We have a bit of some magazine paper. And we also have some newspaper paper. So let's start by slicing printing paper, I believe. So, let's see. Hopefully it is visible in the camera. Okay, that was very, very clean. So these are incredibly clean cuts. This knife is very sharp. Very, very sharp. Yeah, the knife is quite sharp and it passes the printing paper test with absolute ease. Let's go with the magazine paper, I think. See if you can get it visible here in the camera too. This is a very, very, very sharp knife. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Yeah. This is the kind of sharpness that I've come to expect from knives manufactured by Maxace. Totally flawless performance in terms of slicing magazine paper. So let's put it up against some newspaper paper. Let's see. This is incredibly sharp. What you're seeing here is in my opinion, a 10 out of 10 performance slicing newspaper paper. This is, in my opinion, it doesn't get much better like this. This is like a laser. Yeah. Extremely impressive sharpness, factory edge. Not a lot of knives, be it fixed blades or folders, comes with an edge like this. Really impressive stuff. Really good stuff. My leg. I don't have a whole lot of hair left on my legs or arms due to all my sharpness testing, but I really want to do some leg hair shaving with this knife. I'm not sure how well this is going to be visible in the camera, but there is still a bit of hair left here. But I hope it will be gone in a few seconds. So let's do some leg hair shaving now, shall we? It's popping off. So now there is a bit less hair left on my legs. No surprise, the knife is pretty much, well, perhaps not hair-poppingly sharp, but it really did remove a lot of hair with ease. Now I'm gonna have to save up for a while so I can do these sorts of sharpness tests in the future with other knives. But hair, shaving, sharp, no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that. Next up, I want to do some leather slicing. Like, you know, putting the knife through a piece of leather and then cutting through and seeing those fine cuts. So we're getting some really fine cuts here. Making a, well, I don't know what this is. A sliced up piece of leather is what it is. With some nice, you know, really nice cuts to it as well. Yeah, let's say that that's it for the sharpness tests. Perhaps this knife is sharp. And it's good looking. And the fit and finish is overall really, really nice. And it is surprisingly cheap as well. Yeah, I'll see what more we can do before we call it a day. So I really wasn't planning on making any more, you know, segments for this video. I just wanted to do the, you know, the overview, the specs, you know, the general design, some different sharpness tests, etc. But I have been out working a lot here, splitting wood and, you know, batooning wood with some other knives for other videos, etc. And doing some carving, etc. So I thought that we could try to, you know, take this, you know, smaller size piece of wood here and see if we can do some wood carving, getting it to be more like a spearish design. So let's see how well it does working with wood. So yeah. And it does have quite a nice, you know, bite to it. So this is the kind of shape it had from the get-go, and this is the kind of, you know, pointed tip it has as of now. So I mean, obviously it will cut wood. Yeah, this could be used as a toothpick, perhaps. At least, you know, the very, you know, the absolute finest tip of it, I'd say. Yeah, so now we got something more thrown into the video, some outdoor action of sorts. Now I think it's time to record final thoughts and conclusion part. It's time for the final thoughts and conclusion part of this video, and I've been longing to get to this part because I want to publish this video. This is, to no one's surprise I guess, a knife that I like quite a lot. I am a big fan of the regular Maxace Goliath 2.0, even though I got it in K110 steel, which is not a bad steel, but when there is an M390 version, that is the version that I will want to have. So I'm going to have to order it now that it is once again available over at Lamnia. Or I might even pick up a second one of this Bowie version of it, because I do prefer the Bowie over the regular. In the best of worlds, I would have wanted this one in M390, but you cannot always get everything you want, as simple as that. That being said, S90V is not a bad steel in any way, but I do prefer the corrosion resistance offered by M390 over the corrosion resistance offered by S90V. I also find S90V to be slightly tougher to sharpen than M390. Both of them you will have to work a bit with, of course. So let's sum it up here. Carrying case, yeah, fully functional, pretty great carrying case. The cloth thing here, I haven't opened it up yet, but we can do it now. Good piece of cloth. We can actually use it on the knife itself here, so that it's, you know, looking its best and its sharpest for this grand finale of the video. So this knife is the action, as we have seen and as I've stated several times, the action is fantastic. Opening, closing, swift opening, more or less drop shot here. Now I've been using it for a little while, so I've definitely broken it in. Not that it took a lot to break it in, that happened, you know, in just a few, well, not even hours, but an hour or so of use, and it is excellent. Like I said, fit and finish is pretty much, well, I'm not going to say flawless, because there are actually, and I think I mentioned it in the beginning, there are a few voids here. There's tiny voids in the marble carbon fiber. Is that a deal breaker or a big issue? No, it's not, but it would have been nice with, you know, flawless marble carbon fiber like on this part. But, you know, I think my carbon fiber was flawless on my regular Goliath, so I kind of was expecting that. Even so, it doesn't really matter that much. The knife is super sharp, as we could see in all my sharpness tests. We also did some wood carving, and it carved wood very well. It bites deep. We didn't do any feather sticking, not quite sure how that will, you know, how it will work doing feathers. Maybe it will bite a bit too deep to make, you know, some really fine feathers. But that might be something I'll do in a future video, perhaps. So what more can I say? Well, I'm gonna list the things I don't like. So the voids, that was, you know, not a big issue. The ergos are nice, but I did feel like when I did some wood carving that, you know, it feels not as nice as working, you know, the actual ergos of the handle compared to working with most of my fixed blades. Still not a big issue. If I had been using gloves, I would never have noticed it anyway. So minor you know, thing I thought I should mention. I'm typically a frame lock guy, but liner locks, I mean, I've never had any issues with liner lock. Some say they wear out faster, or sort of that, compared to frame locks and other locking mechanisms. But like I stated, I've never had any problems with a liner lock. And I mean, with liner lock, you tend to get slightly better ergos in this area, since, well, it is, you know, solid. And well, one of the really great aspects with this knife is the price. This is a fairly cheap knife, and I've got to mention it. I rarely speak about, you know, costs, prices, etc. But in this case, I mean, I got to mention it. This knife is pretty cheap, especially given, you know, the premium materials you get, the premium steel, the titanium parts here, or bolster, whatever you want to call it, and the marble carbon fiber. Even though it might not have been the, you know, absolute finest marble carbon fiber, it still looks really, really good. Functional pocket clip. So overall, you know, if you like big knives, big folders in premium materials, and if you are okay with perhaps some minor voids in the marble carbon fiber, maybe it was just my knife, who knows. And if you like Bowie designs, and if you like really sharp knives, then this is definitely worth checking out. So I think that's gonna be my, you know, my final thoughts. If you like quality stuff, quality steel, swift action, and good prices, then this might be worth checking out. Yes, it's made in China. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it or not, but it is made in China. So if you don't like that part, then, you know, you don't have to pick it up. But Maxace, they sure put out some high quality stuff, in my opinion. I've yet to be disappointed with any of my Maxace knives. That being said, they also put out some kind of random models from time to time, which is definitely not my cup of tea. But I mean, I pick up the stuff that I find, you know, interesting one way or another, like the Maxace 2.0, Maxace Goliath 2.0 Bowie. Over and out.